beautiful people. It's great having you on the show as usual, and welcome to another episode. It is what it is. Talk show, really talk as it be. This is Viewpoint. On the show, we talk about the latest trends and developments to the underlying issues and challenges. We dive into the world of entertainment, politics, health, education, lifestyle, power of community, you just name it. So sit back, relax, and engage in our conversations. My name is Hadiza Galadima, and right here with me in the studio are my co-hosts, Confidence and Rachel. All we do on the show is spark meaningful conversations, inspire change within our community as we engage in honest dialogue. And now, straight to the business of the day. Let's get started. In the words of John C. Maxwell, leaders who are kind of insecure and egocentric, they basically sabotage themselves. We will be talking about up-to-the-minute issues in the country. We will talk about the ambush of 3 senior officers by suspected terrorists in Niger State. We will also be talking about inferiority complex. And lastly on the show, we will talk about dignity in labor. All this and more after the break.
Experience the acceleration of Oweleketv. Get the latest news from the glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry to the pulse-pounding realm of sports. We provide accurate and up-to-date information, exclusive interviews with top political analysts that will leave you craving more. Our team of professionals delivers captivating contents from Nigeria and beyond. Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleket.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. This is Viewpoint, talk show, really talk as EB. 3 senior military officers and 20 other personnel have reportedly been killed by gunmen suspected to be terrorists following an ambush on an army convoy in Niger State. This is coming few hours after a Nigerian Air Force aircraft en route Niger on a casualty evacuation mission crashes. Bandits are said to have allegedly shot down the helicopter. That is what has been going round in the country, that there must be a first-hand information as regards these attacks and all that, because why in Niger State? The both.
Definitely. I wouldn't want to call it rumor. The information about, they said it was like a leaked information.
Yeah.
And then the bandits who shot down the helicopter, they heard something and that's why they did what they did. And then my question is, how did bandits, got information about NAF and their helicopters and what they were going to do? How did bandits get information? It's not really surprising. It is what you give. You receive something in that line. You will not receive something outside that line. Now, when we hear of repentant Boko Haram members, we say repentant Boko Haram, where do these people go? They either, absorb them into a police system or absorb them into the army or absorb them into the DSS because they say they are repentant. Now, you think someone who has sucked blood and who has been doing something over and over again, and maybe for one reason or the other, they said, okay, they are repentant. You think that person will just shut up and remain them? No. This, until they fish out these people, until the government goes back, fish out all of these people that have been absorbed into the system, bring them out. Because people say they are repentant. People who have killed hundreds of people, they say they are repentant. They didn't take them for any rehabilitation, nothing. The only thing we just see, they put them on the screen with their faces hidden. And they said, we got 1,000 Boko Haram repentant members. And the next thing you're hearing, they're absorbing them back into the society without proper rehabilitation and all of that. These same people, like I said, they absorb them back into the military. And now, when our militaries are going out for operation, the next thing you hear is they killed this number of people. Ambush. That is the English they use in packaging it. How did the information leak? Before I used to say this whenever the military wants to do something, and then they come out in the screen on the television and they say, okay, we're planning operation this. We're planning to go to this state we're facing the bandits this time, operation crocodiles, operation this, that. And they say all this. And my thought is it that these people, is it that they don't have ears? Is it that they don't see these things? When you come out to expose your plans, your enemy will surely hear these things. And that has always been my thought. But now again, another thing is, these people that are in our military system, do you think they will not still be getting back to their people? Do you think they will still not tell their people what is going on and informations? Or you think magic just happened and bandits just come and attack you without information? Look, the way these things happen, you will say, how do these people even have phones? How do they feed? They live in the forest. How do they even fuel their vehicles? It's not magic. Angels will not come down. They have people in the system. They have people in government. I don't understand mentioning our politicians being the people, but they have people all around that, they talk together, they speak together, they tell them every information, they tell them everything. And then the next thing you hear, failed operation. So,
because I'm going to add something to that, because there have been viral videos of leader of the Boko Haram, or they call them BH, that came out and said all those repentant Boko Haram members, they are going to recall them.
Okay.
In a viral video. So this is just a clear case, because Nigerians are saying this is a clear case of saboteurs, and this, like, the Nigerian army or military is being infiltrated. Confidence, let's have a take.
I mean, we've said it all. It's not news. It's obvious what is happening. People are not just talking because they want to talk. People are talking because in every rumor there's always an iota of truth. You ask yourself, you come from different angles. I thought about it. I came from the angle of who knows, because anything in this Nigeria know they function. What if the aircraft itself was, I was just thinking, probably having issues. But then when you look at it very well, you try to, when you come at different angles, you try to understand, okay, why did it happen? Who did it? Like Rachel asked, where did they get the information? How did they know that at so and so hour this aircraft would be in the air and around, this area in this position? How did they get to know? It's as simple as that. There is a mole inside. For anything to have happened at that point, there's somebody inside feeding the outside information. You understand? Now the question is, I would always ask it, what next? What would they do? Would they fish them out? Do you understand? Would they fish them out? Would justice be meted out? Because these are people that are going on an operation and it's shut down, and we just hear the news, this thing happened, and that's it. The rest is history. This caliber of people should not even be moving around in a nation where they are innocent. They've wreaked havoc from 2014, even far back before 2014. We stay hearing about Chibok girls, Boko Haram, and they've been there. So the question is, what is the government going to do? Will the military swing into action? What are they doing? How do they sweep out these people? 2 events that have happened. I mean, you don't need a third one to tell you that something is wrong.
Well, Nigerians, how do you feel? We would love to hear your thoughts in our comment sections, all right? So do get involved. We'll be going on a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. Now moving on to our next topic, we'll be talking about inferiority complex. It is referred to a feeling of inadequate and a lack of self-worth. Okay, it may stem from a variety of factors, including past experiences, social status, physical appearance, or a perceived lack of skill or talent. Inferiority complex can have a significant impact on an individual's life, leading to low self-esteem, anxiety, and depression. Such individuals may become defensive or aggressive when challenged, so they may also engage in self-sabotage, avoiding challenges or opportunities that will help them grow or succeed. So ladies, what are your thoughts on this, and how can it be combated uncontrolled?
Well, inferiority complex is a serious issue. I always like to say inferior people are insecure. While they are two worlds apart, it is there. Sometimes you want to know, okay, what is the root cause of this thing? Why would this person be inferior? It is more complex than being insecure. At one point or the other, a lot of us, me personally, have been insecure, but I don't think I'm inferior to anybody. Inferiority complex is deep. People who are inferior always like to overcompensate. If you've met a person that is inferior, they are not unnecessarily, but they are sort of over-competitive. If you've met a person who's inferior, like, they always want to, what's the word? There's something they are always overcompensating for. Like, when you hear things like being the life in the room, when you look at it well, sometimes they are trying to make up for a deficiency.
Because
there's always that thing.
There's a saying, like, the loudest people are actually like the most
exactly
people.
Sometimes when some of these quotes come out, you take it as that's why it's always important what you relate to in life. Some of these people are inferior. I feel like I'm less of myself. I don't know. I'm using myself as an example. I don't know, Rachel is better than me, or this kind of thing. When you see them in gatherings, they are always socially withdrawn. That's why people use most of these things as an excuse. You hear people say, I'm an introvert. It might not be that the person is an introvert. It might be that the person has inferiority complex. Okay. They are always insecure. And what are one of the ways to combat it? Therapy helps. Doing it yourself, being around people who would encourage you positively, people who would push you to become better versions of yourself. Telling yourself that you are the only you in the world. I think when people learn to talk to themselves, my mother will always say something. She'll always say it in Igbo. She'll say, "Okwi gwanowegi," but the best, as in the thing you tell yourself or the advice you give yourself turns out to be the best advice. Anybody can advise you, but you see that thing that you tell yourself, it goes a long way. And I think the kind of association you keep, the kind of association people stay around is also important. If you stay around people that talk down on you, and most of the people that are inferior, that have inferiority complex, when you look at it, sometimes past experiences as a child, they might have been bullied, come out from there, live there, do so much shouting, they might have been bullied, and so when they grow up, they can't face crowd. You can't see them in a gathering and they talk. If they do, they become aggressive. Yeah, exactly. When you see people that have been bullied, when growing up as adults, you see the way they behave. Some of them are shut out, and when some of them talk, they are aggressive. They're just overly aggressive, and you can't pick why this person is like this. So I think one of the ways is being around people who will encourage you to, around energies, kind people that are considerate, people that would encourage you to be yourself, and then also learn to be yourself. There's nobody that can be like you. The only thing you can do is better. There's no reason for you to be inferior, to feel inferior, that this person is better than you. What makes you think this person is better than you? Do you understand? I think it's more of being around people and then talking to yourself as well.
Okay, so I think it's a feeling. It's a feeling that everyone has. Yes, I say it's a feeling that everyone has
at some point in your life.
It is when you realize that you start to control it. When you realize you start to break that thing. It is something everyone has. And the reason I'm saying is everything is something everyone has is because sometimes we're not conscious of it.
Yeah.
You go to a gathering where maybe you're just dressed casually, but you go to a gathering and you see people expensively dressed. And you don't want to go inside, and they're asking you why. You say, no, I'm not inside. Why? You know what you're putting on, but there's someone else who does not care what she's putting on. Yeah. She will go in and she will be comfortable and she will do everything normal, the way every other person does that thing. So when I say we're not conscious of it, it's like a normal thing, because when I go to a place and the way I see the way people are dressed and I'm dressed somehow, I just feel managers and I don't just want to enter. It's not because I've not realized that this thing is, I'm feeling inferior. I've not realized it. I think it's just a normal thing. Let me not just, maybe there's one guy that will see me, there's one lady that will see me and say, why is she dressed like this? So it's in us. It now depends on how we want to, break it. It's something that we can break. It's something we can fight. It's also the same for maybe, for example, a child who is going to school, and you see children in school, they have groups. Even schools do it. They'll say, this one's the most intelligent, this one is their dog. When they maybe they want to go for a competition outside the school, they already know people that will call. Now, there's a particular child in that school that knows that when they are going to another school, they will not call me because I am not so intelligent. And so you're already building that thing in that child. I think it's in everywhere. It's in family. There are some family members, when they're in a meeting, there are some people that cannot talk in a meeting. Why? They don't have enough. But these people that have, they are the whatever of the family. They are the one that can talk, and even if they are saying trash, but because they have the money, they can talk. But again, you will look at some families, whether you have, whether you don't have. Once we are in a gathering, we are all one. That's because they've been able to break that thing. And now, if you're not able to break it, because that thing is in you, it remains in you and it keeps growing in you. And you're not able to relate well with people. You go to gatherings and you're just withdrawing yourself. Sometimes you see people who call themselves introvert. That's why I start hearing people say, yes, I can be an introvert, I can be an extrovert, and I'm in between. You're not in between. You're an extrovert. But when you get to some places where you see the people that are there, maybe so educated and you, beautiful, they are looking so beautiful or whatever, you start, you want to talk. Sometimes they are saying something that relates to you. You want to open your mouth, but you're feeling like, if I talk now, do you understand? And then you now bring the thing, I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, I'm in between. You're not in between. It's until you're able to break that thing. And what I think there's just one thing to break it. Being confident of yourself. If you go to any place, no matter, even if the place is CNN, and they say, and I can do this, then I know I can do it. I don't care if every other person there is white-skinned. I don't care if every other person there is expensively dressed. If they say, Rachel, can you do this? Yes, I can do it. I will sit there and I will do it. It's just for you to tell yourself that no one is, I'm not different from anybody. Yeah, the only difference is that I could be more intelligent, yes. I could be more whatever. It is whatever you tell yourself. Like confidence, it is what you advise yourself. It is what you believe in that works for you. So if I go to anywhere, no matter who they are there, I just tell myself, these people may be richer than me, they may be whatever than me, but waiting I carry for up, if you even pass their own. And so I'm not going to withdraw myself because of how they look. I think until you're able to identify it, that you truly have this thing, identify it and break it and be confident of yourself, then you're fine.
Because I can relate when you said it, like everybody has that inferiority complex. Because there was a time in my life whereby mostly it happens to me when I step out, and like you said, when you see someone is overdressed and all that. I might be looking good, I might be looking well, but because you see some people they are overly dressed, expensive.
You don't even realize that they're overly dressed.
Yeah, so like most times I will be like, am I sure I'm okay? Am I sure I'm good and all that?
You don't hype yourself for us.
Finish. And they tell you.
I think it goes back to you though. I agree with the saying that the only person holding you back is
you.
Yeah.
So like I just have to tell myself that whatever you are putting on, as long as, because there's this person that taught me this saying is always dress in a kind of way whereby if they call you for an interview today, you can go there from anywhere. So like I had that at the back of my mind. So like I just felt I can just dress like responsibly and modestly. I can just dress anyhow I want, and I will be in any place.
So far you're comfortable, you can enter anywhere.
Yes, and that's the best clothes you can wear.
Confidence.
And it's a mind thing. Most people, science, when I was researching it, I was like, it's a medical. It's not, it's a mind thing.
It's not medical anything.
Because the opposite is superiority complex. There are people that feel like anywhere I go.
Yes. Well, to our viewers out there, if we would like to hear your experience about or as regards inferiority complex, you know how we do it. Just get involved in our comment sections. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back. And now over to our last topic. We will be talking about dignity in labor. The idea of dignity in labor is essentially about ensuring that all work is valued and respected, regardless of its nature or status. So when we talk about dignity in labor, we are talking about giving all workers the respect and recognition they deserve, regardless of their profession, job, or social background. It is an undeniable fact that every person deserves respect and dignity, like I said earlier. So no matter what kind of job they do or you do, some challenges will definitely hinder this achievement. And it is a vital principle which includes discrimination, exploitation, and social stigma, amongst others. So ladies, now let's have your take as regards the dignity in labor. Because some people might be doing some things and even them themselves are actually ashamed of what they do.
This inferiority complex somehow
Seems
into
into
it as well.
So, seems into it. But okay, let's take it from the aspect of other people who look down on people who are doing honest jobs.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing we need to understand is that everyone needs a person to grow. Look, you might be, do you know the president of the nation? In fact, the world best needs the lowest, that is the person that is doing the lowest kind of job to be able to survive. And that is why we have cleaners in a house. That is why we have cooks in a house. That is why you can be a trillionaire, but you still need these people. If you don't have these people, then your money it will just be like a waste to you. So when I see, we did a little report on Obed, a bridge cleaner. And I was thinking, if Obed was not there, or if there were no bridge cleaners, how would that bridge look like?
Okay.
When you go there every morning, the bridge is very clean. Now we need Obed, we need someone. And that kind of a thing, if Obed is not there for 2 weeks, we will feel the impact. People that are passing there, they will know that something has changed in this bridge. Now, when someone is doing something, whether you're doing a kind of job that, except you're doing an illegal kind of business or an illegal kind of work, carry on for head. There are some people that they'll bring in fake life. Maybe they are hawking something on the street, but when you see them, or they will dress to kill and they'll drive. When you ask them which job they say, now business I they do, I never see the man in business. They are not proud of saying what they are doing. People need to understand that there's a success story. Look, a time will come when you will need to tell people, I sold banana in the streets. Then from banana, I started cleaning here. From cleaning here, someone picked me up and I started doing this. Before I know this is where I am. Look, in fact, be so proud of what you do. No matter how dirty it is, as far as it is not illegal. If you have a phone to snap. In fact, post, carry your tray for head. Post, let them snap you. Well. Sell your market and let them snap you and keep it. When you graduate again and you're doing something else, post again, let them snap you. A time will come when people see you and they see your story. They will not believe it's this. Now you be this.
Actually inspired.
But now, what we see is that even young people who have not even attained anything, that's how having Yahoo who have this. I'm wondering the kind of success story a Yahoo person wants to give later in the future. I'm wondering the kind of story a prostitute wants to come out to give later in the future. That's why I said, as far as it is not illegal, see, carry on for head. Whether now, if you like washing toilets, as far as you're earning from it, and you know the funny thing is that what we don't understand is I am working, I am struggling, I am doing the dirtiest kind of job, but I am feeding a family. I have people who are looking up to me. I have people, it's something you should be proud of. That someone will call you and say, please, I need 2,000 naira, and you're able to send 2,000 naira. And then you will come out and say you're ashamed. Look, no matter what you do, I'll say this again, so far it's not illegal. Carry on for head. Carry on for head, nation.
I want to add something to what you just said about being, like, having pride in what you do. When I was in secondary school, there was this, like, all these people that used to, like, involved in, like, digging soccer away. So like, there's this tagline on their tanker or whatever they call it. They said, "Your shit is my business." I mean, they do that. When I was in school, I was like, this is a dirty job. Why would you even be announcing
but
this?
You will not believe some of them even have houses because
outside the country.
Do you understand?
This is a very beautiful topic because a lot of things were just going through my head. Back in the East, there's this person my dad normally buys oppa from. People are not. So this woman, when she started, like joke like play, she doesn't have it's not a shop, it's a stand. You know, there's a difference between stand and shop.
Yes.
The day my dad was because my dad they are cordial, they're from the same place, and my dad was giving me a breakdown of how she has used this oppa to send her children 3 of her children. I was it 2 of her children? Her children outside. She has properties. I said, you say what? Okpa. Okpa. She used okpa. And if you see the way, the last time I went, if you see the way people book her, we came around 7 a.m. and she was like, it's finished. You say, madam, they sell okpa by 3 a.m. She said people, they book her. People book her and say, I'm coming back. I'm passing through Enugu. I want you to keep so and so amount for me. It's not say okay, the things for making the okpa is expensive, that there's no money. It's not her business. Her quality has been the same from this. I'm telling you, from when I was small, and I'm like okpa. And then you have people out there who are saying, oh, I don't even know, this life is so, I want soft life, I want oga wife. It's good though. I don't have a problem with you saying you want to be oga wife, but there has to be something. What do you want to tell the younger generation? When you see all these motivational speakers out there, some of them, they actually have a genuine success story. There is no king that is made. See, gold. This gold that everybody is rushing for, pay gold, when you see it in its raw form, you might not even want to have anything to do with it. But by the time gold will go through fire, you have to go. There has to be a point in your life, in your story, where you tell people that see, women that give birth, there's something called ring of fire. There are different stages. When it gets to, it's like the woman wants to die at the point of the ring of, but after all these things, she gives birth, right? You see the baby, and then you see some people say, oh my, it's a bouncing my ovary. You don't know what she went through. So honestly speaking, there is no shame in hard work. Rachel said something, even if you're cleaning toilet, do you know that there are people that do these things? They're working for big. It might not be what they want to do, but it's paying bills. I heard a story of a pastor. He came to the church. He said he was a janitor. He was doing this thing. They were paying bigger salaries. Like that, he was doing it and doing it. Somebody took notice of him in the office. And that was it. That was how he blew. Do you understand? So I feel like we should get back to the point where we, encourage people that whatever it is you're doing, as far as you're not killing people, as far as it's not illegal, as far as you're not making somebody cry to, get that money, please
take pride in it.
Yes, exactly. Take pride in it. Keep doing what you're doing. See consistency back. There's something called compound effect. I was back in 2020 during the lockdown when everybody was crazy about hitting the gym and doing exercise. I turned my father's house to small gym. So, I stay reading a lot. And, one of the times the gym instructor talked about, she said, compound effect. Little drops are what makes an ocean. You're doing it, you're doing it small. Before you know it, you don't, if you're not focusing on, I want to shed in 90 days, but you just want to be fit, you'll be so surprised how you come out at the end of the day. So yes, there is pride. There is, happiness in being hardworking. That you meet somebody, even if that thing you are doing is not that is a white collar job. You know that outside there, what gives people money? The richest people out there are people, plumbers. They are the ones people that make hair. Do you know how much it takes to barb your hair out there? It's not white collar jobs that gives the money. So if you're doing anything small, you feel like you're not being seen, keep at it, be better. Sell whatever you're selling, sell it better than the person next to you.
Just be consistent and honest.
Be consistent and be honest.
Well, what we just said, or what we basically are trying to tell you, that it is essential for all people, all workers, to be valued and recognized for their efforts, irrespective of their job position or social status. That's just all we just said, all right? That's it on today's edition. You already know, talk show where they talk as it be. We would love to hear from you, so be a part of our conversation as always by dropping your opinions in our comment sections. And don't forget to follow all our social media handles displayed on your screen for more exciting episodes. And do subscribe and turn on your little notification bell on our YouTube channel at Oweleketv. Our website is oweleketv. Till we come your way again.